This is usually where Gary tells a parrot joke. You want to tell a parrot joke?
Depends on how bad the banjo's out of tune. I mean, you've got to have a prompt. You know, you can't just launch into a parrot joke unless you really hear that the banjo is horribly out of tune. You know what I mean? And so this woman goes into a curio shop, and she's looking around for something to freshen up the house a little bit, the decor, and spends about 20 minutes. Doesn't really find any knickknacks or anything, but she keeps noticing this parrot in a real gilded cage behind the cash register there. Finally, she goes over to the proprietor and says, "How much for the parrot?" And he says, "You don't want that parrot." And she says, "Well, why not? It's beautiful." And he says, "Yeah, but the parrot was raised in a brothel. It's got a filthy mouth." And she says, "Well, I've been here like 20 minutes or something. I haven't heard anything out of the parrot, so I'll take my chances. I want the parrot." So she ends up negotiates the price for the parrot. Really happy, takes it home. She sets it up in the front living room there by the window. Nice sun coming in. She goes into the kitchen, gets some water and seed for the parrot, comes back out into the living room to, give the parrot some sustenance. And as soon as she walks in the room, the parrot says, "Hey, sweet cakes, bring them on over." And a whole lot of other filth that we won't go into in a family show. She's surprised, but she's thinking, well, I was warned, but I like the parrot, so she feeds the parrot. She starts to leave the room. Right then, her daughter comes downstairs from up in her room. Walks into the living room. Parrot says, "Oh, some young stuff. Bring them on in." And a lot of other filth. And the daughter's surprised. She didn't know there was a bird in the house. And so they're standing there looking at the parrot, and then you hear the key at the front door, the lock. Door opens. The husband and father comes walking into the house, walks into the living room. The parrot says, "Oh, hi, Bob."
Don't forget, here will be at the Holiday Inn and Comedy Lounge. Here's a little tune that was my answer to Earl Scruggs' tune, Earl's Breakdown. This is a little tune called Girls Breakdown.